All right, all right. Happy Wednesday. Good to see you this morning. This is I'll tell you what, this is an exciting day for a lot of us that are on here. So it's going to be a great day, great week. Finish out the week. We got a word for today that Coach Myra gave to me yesterday and really threw us both. And like we were messaging each other going, I don't know if it's where we're at in life right now or what, but this is a tough one. And it was interruption. So she sent that over, and I know how much she balances on a weekly basis. And so I thought, well, maybe she needed this word. So I got to looking at it and really got crazy with it too. So, I mean, if you look at the word interruption, an act, an utterance of or period that interrupts someone or something. But I want to read something to you. I really got to looking at this, and there was two quotes that are two things that really stood out to me. Dylan Burrows years ago put, and I want you to think about this, just really zone in on this. When Jesus was interrupted, he started where he was and helped those in need who were nearest to him. There is always another mission out there. The next cause, the next city, the next country. That seems to be the most important mission we could pursue. Jesus illustrates that our greatest mission is often the person in front of us. Now, I could drop the mic right there when I read that, because there's so many times in my life when I'm going through a day of interruptions. Sometimes I take my eye off the focus that is right in front of me. And that one affected me when I read that. There's one more that really did. Being consistently the hub of a network. Now, you got to pay close attention to this one, because people that are movers, shakers, doers, hustlers, this is going to get you. Being consistently the hub of a network of potential interruptions provides the excitement and importance of crisis management. It's an adrenaline rush, as well as the false sense of efficiency in multitasking. There is the false sense of urgency in multi-interrupt processing. Now, that's a lot of words, but I can relate to that, because there's a lot of times that when I'm multitasking, I'm the happiest, because I feel like I'm out moving and shaking and doing and thriving. But sometimes I might just be running around and not actually doing my best. Can anybody relate to that? Sometimes my head goes in a crazy place. But when I read those two, I said, I got to share them with you, because I think we're all the similar type people that's on this thing. And so the last thing I want to share with you, I wanted to read those two. But really, interruption and routine really is two words that work into my thing when I think about this, because I am a routine person. I feel like I operate better when I'm in a routine. I do something, an action in the morning. I get started with you. I'm in a routine. And when I break that routine, it throws my day off, throws my week off. So I'm very much a routine person. So here's what we got to understand as I close my part out today. We're going to get interrupted if we're out growing, thriving, moving, shaking, hustling. We're going to get interrupted. And it takes an average of 25 minutes to return to an original task after you've been interrupted. It's actually like 23 minutes, some odd second, but round it off, 25 minutes it takes you. And I'm talking about mentally, like mentally to get back. You might jump back into the task, but mentally you're not there. That's why the person in front of you sometimes gets overlooked, because your mind's somewhere else. So if we know that, and we know it takes about 25 minutes, I found this. It says we got to refocus after an interruption. So here's what we got to know. It takes 25 minutes, so don't rush back in. If you get interrupted today, don't jump back into the task you were previously doing immediately, because your mind probably won't be in it. Take just a little bit of time. If that phone rings and it takes you off task, once you hang up, take just a little bit of time to refocus your energy. Don't jump back into the task you were doing, because your mind won't be in it like it was before you left it. Does that make sense? So take just a little bit of time, not 25 minutes, but take a little bit of time to refocus, so you don't have to take up the 25 minutes mentally of not being in your where you need to be. Does that make sense? Refocus, then go back to the task you were doing, and you will do that task at a better efficiency. Okay, that was tough today. I'm turning it to you.
Hey, all right, Coach, thank you. I'm going to be kind of short and sweet, but I hope that there's some substance to this, because I've kind of, like I said, I went all over the place. Number one, I am not an English teacher, but I'm going to give you some synonyms and antonyms today. And so we're gonna have a little fun with this. Interruption, something that someone says or does that stops someone else when they are speaking or concentrating on something. And I want to tell you something. I've got to be just brutally honest right here. It drives me bonkers if I am giving a presentation somewhere, or even in a staff meeting or whatever it was, if somebody just bam hit me and interrupted me, especially in that train of thought. You know what Coach just said about when you lose that train of thought, it takes 20 something minutes to get back on task. Well, it makes sense to me now, because after that happened to me, I'm like, oh, what did I just say? So I get it. I hated having that happen to me. So I think I try so hard now not to do it to others. But a synonym for interruption is delay, disruption, stoppage, intrusion. Okay, that's kind of just four. And you know, when somebody interrupts you, yes, it does put you in a delay state, disrupts you. It literally puts you brakes on, stops you sometime too. You know, and here's the antonyms, and y'all know forever, I'm the glass half full girl, will always be. The antonyms are that you can look at: connection, unification, promotion, and go. So now, just stay with me. I'm going to give you just 4 points on how we can politely interrupt a conversation. Okay? Because we're all involved in these things. And here's 4 just quick points that are polite, that are accepted. You can say, Richard, do you mind if I jump in right here? Do you mind if I jump in right here? Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, Bill, before you move on, may I add, yada, yada, yada. Armethea, can you explain that a little bit more to me? And Deborah, that's interesting. Okay, and I hope that when I said that I projected, that's interesting. That you really believe that I think that's interesting. Always remember that our tone is so critical in anything that we do when we're presenting this. It's so important, because you want to come across that you truly are interested. So when you interrupt, you can do it. Do it the right way. Don't come across as sarcastic. So that was kind of short and sweet, but I hope you got a little substance out of that. But, you know, I went all over the place with it, and this is where I landed. And I think Coach did a really good job too. So anyway, thank y'all for showing up. You know, we're growing in numbers. We're almost getting to 40 every single day. So my goal is hopefully by Friday we can jump to 50. And let's just keep growing and growing together. And thank y'all for being with us today.
Coach, thank you. And thank you for the challenging words. Coach Johns did emboldened, back, I don't know, a while back. And it sometimes it makes you dive in harder. This was good for me today because it just was. So I'm really excited to see you back here tomorrow. And like Coach said, let's make a goal. Let's make a challenge. Try to invite one person, invite somebody here to this right here, because I think just seeing everybody's smiling faces in itself makes everybody kick their day off better. So have a blessed Wednesday. Thanks for being here. As always, let's find somebody today, make them have a better day because we showed up, as we always say. Love you guys.
Hi, guys.
Grateful for you. Have a great Wednesday.